The cabin wasn't on any map. No road led to it. No one in town remembered it. Yet somehow, it had been left to him, an ex-Navy SEAL who had survived war, betrayal, and loss, but was not prepared for what waited behind that locked wooden door. Because inside that cabin was something his grandfather had hidden for decades, something that would change everything he believed about loyalty, sacrifice, and the true meaning of coming home. And the moment he stepped inside, his K-9 partner began to cry. He thought the war had already taken everything from him. But when his grandfather died and left him a cabin no one knew existed, the past came hunting him, silent, patient, and impossible to escape. Ethan Cole had learned how to live with silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the heavy silence that follows explosions, gunfire, and the loss of men you were sworn to protect. Since leaving the Navy SEALs, silence had become his only companion, except for one soul who never left his side. Rex. Rex was more than a K-9. He was the reason Ethan was alive. They had survived ambushes together, dragged wounded soldiers out of hell together, and slept side by side in deserts where death waited just beyond the firelight. When Ethan's unit disbanded after a mission went wrong, Rex came home with him, damaged, aging, but loyal beyond words. They lived simply. No medals on the walls. No flags in the windows. Just a rented house on the edge of a quiet town where no one asked questions. Then the letter arrived. It was written in his grandfather's handwriting, firm, precise, familiar. But it made no sense. The cabin is yours now. Take Rex. Trust him. And when the time comes, don't be afraid of what you find. His grandfather, Henry Cole, had been a quiet man. A carpenter. A widower. Or so Ethan had believed. The old man had never spoken about war, never mentioned secrets, never owned a cabin, at least none Ethan knew of. The address wasn't real. No street name. Just coordinates. 3 days later, Ethan stood at the edge of a forest so thick it swallowed sunlight. His truck couldn't go farther. The air felt different, charged, like before a firefight. Rex stiffened. That's when Ethan knew this wasn't normal. They walked for nearly an hour before the cabin appeared. Weathered wood, reinforced windows, steel locks hidden beneath age. This wasn't a vacation home. This was a bunker pretending to be a cabin. Ethan's hands shook as he unlocked the door. The smell of old paper, oil, and pine rushed out. Inside were maps. Military-grade maps. Photographs. Dog tags. Files labeled with dates that predated Ethan's birth. And on the wall, an emblem Ethan recognized instantly. A black insignia. Unofficial. Unrecorded. His grandfather hadn't been a carpenter. He had been something else. And Rex. Rex had been here before. The dog walked straight to a locked steel door at the back of the cabin and sat down, waiting. Behind that door was not gold, not weapons, not secrets meant to destroy nations. It was something far more powerful, something his grandfather had protected with his life, and saved for the moment Ethan was finally ready to stop running. The steel door opened with a groan that echoed through Ethan's chest. Inside was a small underground room, dimly lit, climate-controlled. At the center sat a wooden crate. On top of it lay a photograph. It was Rex. Not old Rex. Young. Strong. Beside another man in uniform. His grandfather. Ethan dropped to his knees. His grandfather had been a handler. Rex wasn't just Ethan's K-9, he was legacy. Family. The files told the rest of the story. A classified unit that never existed. Dogs trained not just to attack, but to save. To sense trauma. To pull men back from the edge when their minds broke before their bodies did. When the program was shut down, the dogs were ordered destroyed. Henry Cole disobeyed. He saved Rex. He hid him. And when Ethan came back from war shattered and silent, Henry gave him Rex, not as a coincidence, but as a lifeline. At the bottom of the crate was a final letter. Ethan, if you're reading this, then you survived. Rex did his job again. Now it's your turn. This cabin isn't a hiding place, it's a beginning. Open it to others who came home like you. Let Rex show them the way back. Ethan stayed in that cabin for days. Then weeks. Veterans started coming. Quiet men. Broken men. Men who couldn't sleep. Rex greeted every one of them. And slowly, something changed. Laughter returned. Nightmares softened. Silence became peace. The cabin became a sanctuary. Not because of secrets hidden inside, but because of love carried forward. Years later, when Rex finally lay down for the last time, Ethan buried him beneath the tall pines behind the cabin. He placed the insignia on the stone, not as a symbol of war, but of survival. Ethan finally understood. Some missions never end. They just change. Not all heroes wear uniforms forever. Some guard doors long after the war ends. And sometimes, the greatest inheritance isn't money or land, but a second chance to heal, and help others do the same.